Sergeant, I hope you're careful what charges you make. I'm sure you know what can happen if you make a false arrest.
I haven't made an arrest, Mrs. Hudson. I just want to know how you got that fur stole.
I've told you.
You'd make it a lot simpler for everybody if you'd tell me the truth.
Very well. I bought the stole myself.
You told the furrier that your husband bought it out of town.
Well, yes, I lied about that. My husband doesn't know anything about this. I wanted to surprise him with what a bargain I got.
Do you have a sales slip?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, I don't. You see, I bought it secondhand.
Well, who did you buy it from?
Well, I don't know her name, but my hairdresser told me about a girl who wanted to sell a stole.
I see.
Hadn't we better get in touch with your husband, Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, no, please don't do that. He doesn't know anything about it. He's out of town.
Where?
Henderson, Nevada.
That's practically Las Vegas. He go often?
Well, to Henderson, yes, not Las Vegas. He's an accountant. He's working on an audit.
Where does he stay in Henderson?
Well, he doesn't stay in Henderson. He stays in Las Vegas at a hotel.
I thought you said he didn't go to Las Vegas.
Well, I didn't mean that.
Was he there last weekend?
Yes, why? What's that got to do with it?
Well, this fur was stolen at Las Vegas last weekend.
Well, now you're being quite ridiculous, Sergeant. In the first place, my husband is the most honest man in the world. And in the second place, he couldn't have had anything to do with it because I bought the stole myself.
So you've already said.
Well, I can prove it. I'll take you to the girl who sold it to me.
Very well. Oh, Mrs. Hudson, you forgot your stole.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Are you sure this is the right place?
Yes, I think so. The apartment at the end of the hall.
How is it you don't remember the girl's name?
Well, it didn't seem important. When I saw the fur, I wanted it so badly, I didn't think to ask her.
Oh.
Yes?
You remember me. I'm Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, yes, you're the lady that was looking at the apartment across the hall, aren't you?
Well, no. I was here last Monday about
Just
8
a
o'clock.
minute. I'm a police officer, miss. I'd like to talk to you.
I haven't done anything wrong, have I? It's not about that ticket I got.
No, but may we step inside?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry about the mess. I was doing my laundry.
That's quite all right. May I ask your name?
Yes, it's Dolores. Dolores Dawn.
Thank you. Miss Dawn, this lady says that she bought this first stole from you.
Last Monday.
Oh, gosh, I don't sell clothes. I model them. I work at Dorsey's. You know Dorsey's?
Yes, it's a very good store. I didn't buy it at a store. I bought it here.
Here?
Well, you must remember, I gave you $400 for it. You said you needed the money.
Gosh, if I had a fur like that, I'd go hungry before I let it go.
So you didn't sell this lady the stole, huh?
Of course not.
And you haven't seen her before?
Not as far as I know.
Well, don't you remember? I was here last Monday. I don't know why you're saying I wasn't. The girl from the beauty salon sent me. Lucille's. Where you have your hair done.
Lucille's? I never heard of it. I don't go to a beauty parlor. I do my own hair. It's easy. It's naturally curly.
She's lying. I know she's lying. She must be making it up. Well, I don't understand it. I don't...
How did you pay for this stole? Did you give this young lady a check?
Well, no, I gave her cash. I had been to the bank and drawn out my savings. $400. I was afraid she wouldn't take a check because she didn't know me.
I really don't know what she's talking about. I never saw her before in my life.
That's not true.
Well, I never had Mink on my back except once at a fashion show. They took it right off me the minute I finished the walk-around.
Don't you remember? It was last Monday evening, about 8 o'clock. Well, you offered me a cup of coffee.
Monday, you say?
Yes.
Well, I always go out with my boyfriend on Mondays. Everything's less crowded on Mondays, you know.
All right, Mrs. Hudson, let's go.
Gosh, I wish I could help you, but she's just got me mixed up with somebody else, that's all. You know how it is. An awful lot of us models look alike.
Well, sorry to have bothered you.
Now, that's quite all right. Nice meeting you all.
Mm-hmm.
She's right, you know, about models looking alike. You think that's what it is, that you got her mixed up with somebody else?
I'm so confused. I thought she was the one. I thought this was the apartment.
Are you sure you wouldn't like to change your story, Mrs. Hudson?
No, I wouldn't.
All right.
The girl at the beauty shop will tell you it's true. I couldn't be mixing her up with someone else. She does my hair all the time.
All right, then perhaps we'd better go talk to her.
Oh, but really gave me the address. You told me it was the apartment at the end of the hall.
Oh, honey, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't write down any address.
No, you didn't write it down. I did.
Oh, well, then that explains it. Mrs. Hudson just made a mistake about who gave her the address. Anybody can make a mistake like that. You know, it's funny you being a policewoman. When you came in, I guessed you wanted a permanent.
Don't you remember? It was on Monday.
Monday? Were you in Monday? Oh, yes, I did do you Monday. You could do with a permanent, you know.
You told me a girl came in here and gave you a hard luck story and asked you to buy a mink stole.
On the tips I make?
Oh, please, this is serious. You've got to help me.
Oh, honey, I know you told me how much you wanted a mink, but I didn't know you'd bought one. Who'd you say you got it from?
What are you trying to do to me? Make me think I'm going crazy?
Oh, now, honey, don't cry. It's bad for the complexion.
Oh, I got to prove I bought it. I've got to. I've got to.
Get her out to the car, will you?
Oh, please.
Come on, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, poor Mrs. Hudson.
What sort of a woman is she?
Well, she was always sort of muddle-headed, thinking she made appointments when she didn't, and things like that. But, gee, I never thought she'd really flip her lid.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, not at all. And tell your partner I'll be happy to give her a permanent any time she wants to drop in.
It's very kind of you.
Well, I was waiting for you to call back. Well, I hope you handled them as well as I did. As I was saying, I acted all girlish and innocent. The dear sergeant thinks maybe Mrs. Hudson is crazy. Probably she's beginning to think so herself.
Well, the police are not such fools as you seem to think. And I have a hunch we're in trouble.
Well, what do you expect me to do about it? Yes, Charlie's here. Charlie, she wants to talk to you.
Charlie? Well, how do you think I feel? Yes, Charlie, you're darned right. You'd better do something about it.
Oh, did you get your call?
The circuits were busy. Is there anything else, Sergeant? Have I completed all the necessary formalities?
Yes, thank you.
Then why don't you get out of here? Both of you.
Very well. We'll be in touch with you.
Good night, Mrs. Hudson.
Aren't you going to take Exhibit A?
Well, Mrs. Hudson, you've told us the stole is yours, and at the moment we have no legal evidence to the contrary.
Mrs. Wilson's stole is insured with us for $2,000. And that's what we'll have to pay unless it's returned to her.
What's that to do with me?
Well, just this, Mrs. Hudson. As I understand it, you only paid $400 for that stole. Now, rather than take a total loss, we're willing to offer you $600 for it. I'll give you the cash. You give me the fur, and everybody will be satisfied.
It isn't a question of money. This is my stole. I paid for it, and I intend to keep it.
But you'll be getting a 50% profit, and no questions asked.
What do you mean, no questions asked?
Don't be so defensive, Mrs. Hudson. Lots of people make the mistake of buying bargains that turn out to be stolen goods.
If this fur were stolen, Mr. Jonas, it would be a matter for the police, not you. You're wasting your time. Good night.
Look, my name isn't Jonas. It's Harper. Charlie Harper. And I'm not with any insurance company. I heisted that fur. I'm a two-time loser already, and I got a wife and kids. If I go up this time, they'll give me 10 years.
Then all the time it really was Mrs. Wilson's fur?
Yes, my only chance of calling off the heat is to get it back to her. Look, this isn't the only mink stole in the world. I can get you another one, a full-length coat if you like, and it won't cost either of us a penny.
You You mean you'd steal it?
Oh, sure. Only this time I'd be more careful. See, my kid was sick. I needed money. I couldn't wait to mail a stole back east like always. I had to fence it here. Please, you got to give it back to me.
I can't. The police would want to know what happened to it.
Tell them you lost it. Tell them anything.
You don't realize the position I'm in. The police already half suspect me of having stolen the fur. They're sure to be back to question me tomorrow. If it had suddenly disappeared, well, they'd be certain something was wrong. That's probably my husband. Please go.
All right. I see what you're up against. Well, good luck to both of us.
Hello? Well, keep trying, please.